that says, a lyric in the anthem that says that we write our names on history's page. And that is what is happening right now. We are writing our names on history's page. Every single one of us. Every time you come out of your comfort zone, Barbadians, and you do something that you would not normally do. And that's why the other day, some people say you are too harsh with us. No, what I'm doing is encouraging you to make another step. Step out a little bit. Those that have never come to a march, make an effort and come to this one. We are sending a message to the powers that be that say all that we're doing is noise. We are sending a message to the powers that be. These, let me tell you, these are the same people. I heard the Prime Minister saying that that the Caribbean need to watch out because they're trying to recolonize the Caribbean. Who is the they? Did she look in a mirror? Did she see herself? I think she must be talking about herself. Huh? She must be talking about herself when you think of all that is happening in the country and how she tries to shut us up here in Barbados, and then talking about recolonization. She's the main one that is recolonizing people. I have a video from, I want to play tonight from Lumumba and Bongo. We have the clean version. We have the clean version that we want to share with you tonight. But what I want to say to you before my first guest comes on tonight is that, and to remind us and to say to some of you, you might be not even aware of it, is that your freedom is voice activated. Your freedom is voice activated. It's very important. If you go even to a therapist and you're struggling with emotional issues, low self-esteem, etc., one of the first things that they do, or one of the things that they do, is they would give you declarations, things to say. Look in the mirror. They give you mirror work. I've been through those kind of things where you speak to yourself. You speak it out, and they would say, use your mouth. Speak it out. So anytime you find that there's a leader, any leader that is trying to tell you, shut up, don't speak, you're making too much noise. It's a leader that is not interested in your liberation. It's a leader that is not interested in your freedom. It's a leader that wants you to be in slavery. And that's why I say to us, folks, open your mouth and speak. Those nurses don't suffer in silence. That's what they do a lot here in what happens in Barbados. You know that they're depending on silence. But in Barbados here today, our silence means surrender. Somebody told me of one of the nurse of a nurse that they've moved, and the person said, well, the nurse said, what can we do? I just have to take it, and then I just find a way to leave the job. Won't say anything about it. Our silence is surrender. That's why our freedom is voice activated. So when Mia Motley is telling us that we're making noise and we need to shut up, we understand that there you go, colonizer. Whenever she's saying that, point at her and say, colonizer. That's what she is. Because in slavery, you think that people could even congregate on the road? You think that they could even try to, even after slavery, they couldn't be found 2 or 3 of them together. And in slavery, you saw what happened. You revolt and you know what happened. You can't speak out. So any leader that is trying to tell you, don't speak out when you're under oppression, that leader is not interested in your freedom. from the spy bill, that peeping bill, according to Mr. Alvin Bob, to the Trident ID that is now they're just waiting until elections, folks. And then you're going to be told if you don't have that, you can't get any services. To the immigration bill, the police act, that if you don't stop and help the police, if the police is in trouble and the police calls out to you and you don't help the police, you could go to jail and pay $10,000. The cybercrime bill, which you would notice is being taken from the computer use bill, use law that they used for Patrick King today. Now, you know that Patrick King, he's one of those that caused me to have to come on here and show my badge and passport. But you know what? I don't hold things against people, and it's all about justice. And it's about, for me, it's about doing what's right. And if this had happened to anybody else, I would say something about it, right? But I'm going to say a few words about that. But let me just mention another law here, another thing that they're doing right here in Barbados. Our freedoms are being chipped away one law at a time. Why you thought that they would come 4 days after crop over, when the liquor's still in your head, you're still dancing to your favorite song, to push through on a Friday? Normally the lower house meets on a Tuesday, but they push it through on a Friday. 5 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? And then just the day of Carifesta, the following week, the day of Carifesta, they went ahead and pushed through more bills in Parliament. This government, this mere motley government, and I want all of you from the different islands you are listening to understand the level of oppression that we are living in Barbados, because they're depending on the Barbadians. They're depending on Barbadians not to speak out. I dare you, Barbados. I dare every single one of you. Do something that you've never done before. Have you been to a march? If you have not been to a march, come to a march. If you have been to a march, I want you to bring something. I know it's loud. I'm hitting it hard for a reason. Bring something to make some noise. Bring something to make noise on that street. Your ancestors died so you could make noise, because they could not make noise. You understand that? Up to the Public Order Act, which was in I think it's 1970 or 70 something, under Errol Barrow. That is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Is the harshest Public Order Act in the entire Caribbean, because they are insisting that Bajans must not make noise. That was under Errol Barrow, the worst Public Order Act. When I tell people that we have to go through so many hoops to conduct a protest march in Barbados, everybody's shocked. In Trinidad, in St. Vincent, I talk to people in Grenada, in Jamaica. We have the harshest, most draconian Public Order Act. These are things that when all of these people who are trying to get into government, we need to make a demand on them. Make a demand that these things change, take them off the books, make them more friendly to society, so that we would be willing to speak up. What about the Rastafari community? I'm a Christian. That's my faith. That's the faith I profess. The ones in the Christian community might not want to own me, but that's my faith. It's personal. And in the Christian community, there is sacrament, right? We all know what the sacrament is. We know what the sacrament is, right? In the Christian community, the sacrament is our the bread representing the body of Christ, and then there is the grape juice or the wine, or depending on where you go to church. And I want those of you who are Christians out there to think, can you imagine you live in a country where you are not allowed to use your sacrament? That's all you've got to think about. That's all you have to think about. And don't try to tell me your religion is a real religion, but the Rasta religion is not a, because that don't even make any sense. The Rastafari community in Barbados, by law, is not allowed to use their sacrament. However, the same colonizer, Mia Motley, the same colonizer, Dale Marshall, the Attorney General, what are they doing? They've allowed those that were our slave masters to come in here and able, they are the ones able and have the funding to get the license to grow marijuana. When these people, the Rastafari community, beaten, sent to jail, demoralized, marginalized, victimized, and they must get nothing out of it, not even their sacrament. Your freedom is voice activated. And I stand with the Rastafari community. And part of their protest is that what they're doing, they decide, listen, we're going to grow our sacrament. Come and lock us up if you want. And guess what? I said, there you go. There you go. Your freedom is voice activated. You've got to do something. What am I saying to us? You look at Rasimba, you look at Lumumba, you look at Bongolites and all of these gentlemen, and you say that's their problem. Let them deal with that. Huh? You see the white community do that? You see them do that? One of my white friend, I was talking to him in the George Floyd thing. And, I have a lots of discussion with them because the church I used to go to had lots of white people in there, of course, they disown, but let me not say all of that, right? But listen, here's the thing. I said to this person, I was telling them about, racism and so on. And he says, you're talking, Marcia, about racism. But, he said, there's something I will never understand. He says, you guys in the black community, this is a white Bajan told me this. He says, you guys in the white community, in the black community, you treat each other like SHIT. That's what he says. I was shocked. It jolted me. But what can I say? We're the first one who call them dirty Rasta. Huh? All that the Rastafarian community has done for us in terms of retention of our African culture, the African part of who we are. And we don't give them no flowers. We don't want to hear them. We don't want them around. I'm speaking generally. And I'm saying, as it relates to their sacrament, I'm not here pushing people, because I know the message, I'm pushing drugs. Listen, I'm talking about sacrament. Allow them to use their sacrament. That's what I'm saying. Or your freedom is voice activated. And we invite the Rastafari community to come out on the march. We are one people. You hear me? We are one. And it's only a matter of time that they come and they mess with you. That cybercrime bill if that cybercrime bill didn't go in the garbage, the same church that said that I should not be doing what I'm doing, if we did not fight that cybercrime bill together as a unit, and it's in the garbage can, some of those same pastors would end up in jail for 10 years, or could end up. And the last thing I'll say about speaking out, because I have 4 more minutes before my guest comes in, I want to say this. I do not know the facts of the case with Mr. King. I don't really listen to Mr. King. As I told Mr. King, let me have to come on here and bring my passport. I laugh about it. You know, my Bajan passport, because, you know, he wanted me kicked out of Barbados, all of that. I don't hold that. You know, that's fine, because I did say a few things about him too. So, you know, I criticized him and he was angry and he said a few things, but I'm not here to comment on the case because I seriously don't even know anything about the case. What I wanted to watch, though, folks, is this: the timing of this. Let me let that sink in, because I'm trying to show you how corrupt our system is. And we're going to go into that a little when Marcia Hines come on. This is the thing that we're fighting, is a corruption in the judicial system in Barbados. That's my take on this. I'm talking about the timing. I'm not here saying that Mr. Ellis didn't have a case. I can't get into that. I'm not a lawyer. Please understand something. Yeah? I am talking about the timing. Do you realize the timing? You know what this is about? In my opinion, I'm sharing my opinion, my view. I believe that the timing of this, not the details of the case or whether he's guilty or not guilty, but the timing of it has, in my opinion, has to do with the fact that he has started to speak out against this government. This man has started to speak out about the government. Whatever you think of him, as I said, I don't listen. Honestly, people send me the things all the time, and I don't get into it. I am just saying something to you. Watch the timing of these things. And you know what they're trying to do? To intimidate him, for him not to continue to speak. It's what's happening. It's very similar to what they're doing to the announcer right now. Call Star, come and find out where is the announcer. Don't you see? They're doing it to all of us. When Marcia comes on, I would love for her to touch on this, where all they're doing is the slaves that won't stay in place. They hold them up in the public, and then they give them, they lash them, they beat them in front of the rest of the slaves, for everybody else to toe the line and shut up. But don't forget your freedom, Barbados, is voice activated. The timing is what I'm telling you. Some of you don't like Patrick King so much, and you're so happy and gleeful that you can't stop to look at the timing. You see from when this was? Watch it, folks. Election is coming, and they are determined that that man must not say another word. He is too dangerous. Now, I know he flip-flop. I'm not talking about that. I'm here. Hear what I'm saying. And I'm not here endorsing Patrick King either, because I don't know if he's going to flip tomorrow. What I'm saying is, This is what they would want to do to all of us. You hear me? And the same way that people are rejoicing, they will rejoice when if it happens to other people, because all this is saying, slave, stay in line. Stay in line, slave. Colonizer. This motley administration is what is recolonizing us.